Hi guys. So I'm a bit emotional today because I was listening to what's the name of this man? I've forgotten his name. I was listening to one of his podcasts on YouTube and he was talking about the vulnerability of a man. I know I'm kind of guilty when it comes to this topic because growing up as a child, we were never taught, as a lady, we were never taught on how to handle men's vulnerability. We were taught on how to play tough around men, around our husband, and around men entirely. Maybe because of the rape, maybe because of being taken advantage of. We were never taught on how to handle a man's vulnerability. We live in a tough world, and the way we were meant to understand and with what we see, men makes most of this thing tough. You know, the abuse, the abuse mostly comes from the men. The bossy boss in the office is the men. So we were told, and trained, the orientation we had while growing up is to be tough around men, you know. Even most of us, down to our background, like someone like me, I grew up seeing my dad being a tough man. I never see my dad cry. I've never seen my dad, in his vulnerable moment. I always see my dad beating my mom. I always see my dad abusing, maltreating us, everything. So it made me grow a defense against man. That is why they never born your papa, may you talk to me. As a man, they never born you. I've not seen that man that will walk up to me and talk to me in a disrespectful way and I will let you go. I will not even put myself in that position that will make any man talk to me anyhow. So where am I going to? This thing has made our men, hide their feelings, hide their vulnerable moments, because truth be told, men cry too. Men wants to be loved too. Men wants to be able to pour out their emotions on their wife, on their partner, on their friend. Men are too, most men, they always are too tough. And deep inside is a child crying for attention. Is that child that wants to be heard? Is that child that just want to offload? Is that child that wants everybody to know that, hey, I am tired. Hey, I want to rest. See what is bothering me. But the society we have today has made man look so tough even when they are not. They just act all tough so that they will not be laughed at. It's as if the society favors women more when they cry. They favor women more in their vulnerable moment than that of a man. Now you will see a man, it's even difficult for a man to cry before his fellow man. It's even difficult for a man to pour out his emotion where his wife is. They always want to act all strong. Because you are a husband now, you don't want to give yourself a time of rest, or even, and all these things are being, will I call it the orientation we got while growing up. When a child wants to cry, you will stop the child from crying. A boy child, telling that child that you are a boy, you are a man. Man don't cry. No, it's affecting the adults now. It's affecting them. Because the reason most of these men are toxic is because there is no space to pour out their emotion. They are bottling up everything. They keep bottling up everything. It's not right. Now I want to speak to the wife. I want to ask us this question. Can you handle the vulnerability of your husband? Can you handle the weakness of your husband? Can you handle a man that, like, I want you to imagine seeing a man sitting beside you crying. Can you really handle that kind of a man? To tell you the truth, I don't like petty men. I don't like petty men, and it's because of the way I grew up. I love men that are tough. I love men that are bossy. I love men that are in charge, in control, forgetting that all these characters in men are like they have make our men they have make our men not to be able to be vulnerable in times where they need to be vulnerable. Yes, it's kind of irritating seeing your husband cry. It's kind of irritating seeing when a man keeps shedding tears. That is how the society has made it to be. Now, instead of pouring out, because an emotion that is not expressed will be channeled in so many ways. That is when you start seeing a man on shouting unnecessarily. The man will be acting up things that are not even aligning. That is because they don't process their emotions. And that is why when a man finds that woman, especially married women, when they find that woman that gives them that safe space to pour out their emotion, they will never let that lady go. They will never let that woman go. They will cling to that woman. They do. Let the heavens, let it loose. Let it be loose. Let the hell be loose. They will not let go of that side chick. They don't mind. Men wants that safe place where they can pour out their emotions. They want that place where they can be able to talk to their wife, tell their wife their mistakes. Because to tell you the truth, men are scared of their wife. Because, see, before a man will be able to open up to you, there are 4 steps. Maybe I'll do that in my next video. First step, he will first of all tell you the first one, like give you small hints. If you are able to handle it, they will move to the second one. But if at the second point you did not handle what they told you, they will stop. And that is why men find it difficult to discuss important things, vital things with their wife, because of their shallow-mindedness, of their wife's shallow-mindedness. That is why it's very important for every woman to grow, for every woman to be able to handle things. You know, you are not just a wife, you are a counselor, you are an advisor in your home. So don't chase your husband away. When a woman keep acting all bossy, you are chasing your husband away. No matter how good you are, my lady, no matter how beautiful, how well figured you are, if you cannot handle the vulnerability of your husband, if you cannot allow your place, your home, your heart to be a safe place where your husband can pour out his emotion, you are chasing your husband away. And most wives, we all need to get to work. There is a time where you will tell your husband, Nazuike, I know you're going to shop, but you see today, sit down at home and rest, sleep, Zukenike. There are times where you will tell your husband, you see this one, leave it for today. Tomorrow is another day. There is where you will tell your husband, my dear, just let it out. It's okay to make mistakes. Not all the time you expect your husband to be everywhere, to do everything for you. Stop being a selfish wife. Okay?